Joining me in the studio today is Ian Weston of Mark3D, and we're going to be discussing your take on 3D printing. Take anywhere, print anywhere. What's that mean?
Well, it's a really interesting topic, Joe, because there's a lot of people now are classing 3D printing as a portable technology. Admittedly, on some of the bigger systems, they are a little more static, but Markforged have put a lot of effort into making their printers portable. For example, the Mark II behind you, a service engineer could quite happily put that in the boot of their car and go out and do their daily job. Use the printer to support themselves, because after all, they can now work from a digital inventory. So a huge boot full of spares in your car is no longer necessary. It's lovely. The industrial printer behind me, the X7, is now also being dropped out of aircraft on parachutes. It's in a tough box. It lands with a bump probably, but it's very easy, and within 5 minutes it's set up and you can start printing.
Printing parts for the warfield.
Yeah, just take your printer with you. Why wouldn't you?
I guess another advantage, printer can be in one location, a designer in another. You're just simply emailing or using the cloud, I guess, to get the model to the printer.
That's right. On the next slide, just here, we can actually see that the world's going to go into a decentralized manufacturing model. Traditionally, parts have been made all around the world and delivered to the factory for a final assembly process, which is great, but as we all found out a little while ago, supply chains are quite fickle during pandemics. So what we actually see is that Markforged printers now, on the next slide, the Markforged printers are actually scattered all around the world. When you plug them in, they phone home. And all of these blue dots here, we can see are a Markforged printer. So we've got prototyping over on the West Coast, California and areas like that. We've got the Rust Belt in the US, there's a lot. Down through the UK, there's lots, and through Germany and the central areas of Europe, there are lots and lots of printers. So effectively, I can sit at my desk and I can connect to any one of those printers with the relevant permissions. So we're going to get to a point really where centralized maintenance teams are sending print files to printers located in, let's say it's an aircraft hangar in Dubai, or a manufacturer of engines has got somewhere in Iceland where the engine's broken down. You need a special part or a tool. We're actually going to see that from all over the world. But that brings in further things we should consider. And on the next slide, there's a whole raft of good reasons. We don't want to keep inventories these days. We want to do centralised maintenance if we can, because we control what's happening with the process and the tools. Lovely thing about it, there's no parts being shipped. And if you're not shipping parts from the UK to somewhere in the world or vice versa, you've got no customs problems either, because you're making in the country where it's going. So control over change is really important too.
Something that's not on there, something I haven't really thought about with 3D printing or additive, is the green element. There's no, the reduction of carbon we talk about all the time.
Yeah, that's another great one. It's the reduction in the carbon footprint's huge if you print at the point of use. What we don't want to be doing continually around the world is shipping things around. It's lovely, really. It's quite an exciting place to be. So,
absolutely. The final one for me, and everyone will be thinking it. How are we in terms of security, sending IP across the internet potentially?
Yeah, that's there's full ratings that it's good enough for the American military, so it's more than good enough for me. You can send your files up through the cloud and send them to a printer elsewhere. The end user can't change the print file and can't backwards engineer it to a part. So effectively, imagine a world where centrally controlled maintenance are printing parts and they're being fitted locally by an operator next morning. It's just wonderful. And the same works for if you're an owner of a CNC shop and you haven't quite finished for the day, you want to go home, finish a design of a fixture, and while EastEnders is on, you press print and it whirs into life back in your facility. You come in the morning, you've got it ready to go again.
I have to say, I'd rather be doing that than watching EastEnders.
And me.
But just finally, for the viewers at home, how can people find out more about Markforged?
It's very easy. You can go to mark3d.co.uk on the website. You can give us a call. The number's on the website too. Or just get hold of us on social media or anything you want, really. We're more than happy to chat.